Warren Buffett knows what he's talking about.
Don't you mean Warren Buffett?
For sure. And when did you realize, because it sounds like you've shifted away from the day trading. So when did you realize that this wasn't for you, or maybe this wasn't worth your time and you need to kind of shift your focus?
Yeah, a great question. So I was doing that for 2 years, right? So
Having success or?
yeah, first 4 months I was grinding out, kept getting stop loss, right? So I have a very tight stop loss, right? But what happened? Like, this is what I share, what really changed my day trading life. Some of your audience are probably day trader, is when you're constantly losing stop loss, whenever you see a profit, there's something inside you that wants to grab that right away. But if you constantly, if you lose more than you win and you grab a small profit, eventually it will be a negative result, right? So it's that idea that, hey, if it starts running in your direction, you have to set in the right mechanism to stop profit, but not just take it whenever you need to, right? Then that's after that mentality change, having that mechanism setting up stop profit, constantly moving up my stop profit whenever there's a pullback, and just let it run, right? So I can't get 100% of the up and down, but if I get 70% of most of the time, the probability will win. I will start winning, right? And that's what happened. And it was very good, but it's just boring, like excruciating, like staring at my Ford monitor 1 to 2 hours after my full-time job and write another report. Every single time I enter or exit, I write a report. Why I do that? What was the point? What's the reflection, right? So that was painful, but I actually manually drew out charts afterwards. So that's why my coach taught me is if you want to be good at charts, you have to hand draw out to get a feeling, because every market has their different participants. So most of times the same participants. So if you want to know who they are, how they behave, you have to draw it out, right? So those are painful times, but that's what helped me get to where I am today. But yeah, like, not to brag or anything, but at that time our system was to use 10% of the capital. Okay, so if I have $10,000, I only use 10%. First 4 months, I grinded, I was losing at 20%. Okay, but it's fine. But afterwards, I end the year with 66%. So that means I use 10%, I am up 66%. So if I could have used 100%, I'll be 660%. Again, my system, the system I was taught was only use 10% because we have a mental health, very healthy, that we're not always all in, right? So if it's 10%, you can kind of pull yourself back, be more objective, right? If it's a win or lose, you can cut it, right? But if you're constantly all in, it's totally different, right? And then the odds, there's a probability side. If you're constantly all in, you can wipe out really soon, right? So, but it's a lot of stress, right? So what I realized, hey, I'm getting a good results on the option as well, stock and option on the selling side. I'm like, I can get my life back if I, once my students learn how to do it, they could just do it for 15, 30 minutes. Sometimes they don't even put on any trade. So they get their life back. It's a lot of times not just about how much return you get, is what's the quality of life? What kind of lifestyle you want, right? A lot of people has a full-time job. To have another day trading job might actually hurt their full-time job, hurt your family relationship, hurt your relationship with the kids and all that, right? Imagine you're constantly, looking at your screen, and your dog comes, your kids come, you're like, sorry, I'm busy. Like, go out, like lock yourself in a room, right? That's not a good quality of life. And eventually something will crack, right? And then everything will just tumble.
Yeah. I definitely see that with day trading. I haven't done a lot of it, but the little bit I have done, it's like, man, you're just staring at numbers on a screen for an excessive amount of time. And then, like you said, it's making that judgment call of buying versus selling. And then you almost always could have done a better job, right? Rarely are you going to exit a position at the perfect time. So that's a lot of scrutiny kind of as well.
Yeah. So it's totally different system. And I think only a small amount of people are meant to do day trading. Hey, not to say there's no success. I have seen success, even done it myself, but I don't teach that because I know 95% of people will fail. Not because I don't teach you the right way. Even if I teach you the right way, it took me 4 months to get it. And like I said, I was trained under a lot of high pressure on the engineering program, right? Everything is like boom, 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 get it done, right? But not everyone has that kind of mentality, right? That kind of reflex and a little bit of talent too. So I will never teach that. That's I don't want my students to come back and say, Cody, I lose money 95% of the time. I don't want to hear that, right?
Yeah, emotions tend to take over regardless of what teaching you get from. Could be the best teacher in the world, but emotions tend to take over.
That's a very key point. And it's like everyone could get taught by Einstein, but not everyone's going to
Yeah.
become Einstein, right?
Absolutely.